Hello friends, how are you? My name is Corbin Reed and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I am here in my master bathroom and I'm going to be doing a board and batten treatment to the walls, painting the lower half like a kind of like a putty color, like a beigeish gray over the wall treatment, and then doing a peel and stick wallpaper over the top half. So I'm kind of splitting the wall in half. It's a super classic look. It's gonna take me probably a few days to complete. So step one, I'm just going to start by doing what I always do, which is marking the walls, just like stenciling out and leveling out all of the lines so that when I come in with the cuts, the wood that I've cut, it's easy for me to just put it on the wall and it'll be straight because I've already marked it out. So let's get going with that process. I'll give you a little before of what the bathroom looks like now. It's in a pretty good place. It's just, I've given most of the personality with decor, and the most exciting impact I've had in my house, which is a new build if you've been watching my videos, the most exciting impacts I've had have been things I've done to the walls and things that I've done that have been kind of architectural elements. So like I've done picture frame molding all up my stairs with like a chair rail. Like that is probably like Limewash, like things that add texture. So I'm excited to add that level of personality into this bathroom. So let's get into it. So first things first, I am drawing a stencil onto the wall with a pencil and a level line. This is just so, like I said before, I can copy and paste. I don't have to, since I'm installing this by myself, I don't have to, carry these big boards and make sure they're level at the same time. I can just insert them into their slots that I've drawn for them and know that they're going to be level, and not only level, but that they will be properly spaced out. So hopefully you can see on the wall. It's kind of faint, but those are the pencil markings and what everything looks like. Okay, I've cut all the pieces. They're here on the floor, down there, and I'm just gonna use my guidelines and go along the wall and put some liquid nails on first, then I'll brad nail them in, and I'm just gonna start with the trim piece that is gonna be at the top. Disclaimer, if you're going to do these on your walls, you do not need liquid nails. I did this actually at this point about a year and a half ago, and it was my second time doing this technique, and I just didn't know I didn't need them because if I ever wanted to take this off, it would ruin the drywall. So I suggest if you're going to do board and batten or any kind of wall treatment, really, even shiplap or picture frame molding, you don't need anything other than brad nails. You can totally skip the liquid nails and keep your drywall intact. The other thing I will say is in bathrooms, you have these sort of tricky spots behind the toilet, whether you're painting or you're doing some sort of wall molding. It can be really difficult to get back there. I just didn't beat myself up. I went down as far as I could go. I was definitely not going to remove the toilet to get that piece back there. So just know you're not going to see back there, whether you're painting or adding a wall treatment. Just go down as far as you'll basically be able to see. Okay, so I am officially done with all of the boards, which I'm very excited about. It took me like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours to cut them and get them up on the wall, which is pretty amazing, pretty quick. I was trying to decide if I leave it just like this for the trim, or I have some of this like railing left over from when I did picture frame molding in my stairwell. Do I add this? I think I'm gonna add this because I have enough. And I think it's like a really pretty detail. It kind of takes it from more of like a almost farmhouse look to, I don't know, it just like elevates it. So I'm gonna go cut these pieces in. I think I'm gonna add it. This is like a last minute add, but I had extra in the garage, so. Adding trim pieces like this chair rail that are round onto these sort of more harsh square boards can be super helpful just to make it look finished. And just to sort of smooth everything out. This was a guest star appearance by my husband. Okay, so one thing I just want to say really quickly is whether you're doing the board in batten or like a trim or whatever, I would measure as you go, just because it is easy to like be off in a couple of areas, like if something isn't perfectly level, or if you just like mismeasured or whatever. So I would cut, measure, then cut, then measure, then cut. Like I probably did it in groups of 4, just to make sure that everything was exact. And even still, like I messed up. Like for this chair rail that I'm about to finish up, I cut it too short, and now I have to like jerry rig a piece in, which is fine, but it's because I didn't cut as I went on this one, so that's just a little tip. So in these corners, when you're adding chair rail, you do want to cut the inner corners at a 45-degree angle. I skipped it on the edge here. I'm not really sure why. I think because I mismeasured and I just figured I could kind of fudge it. And I did end up putting in like a corner trim piece. But you want your inner corners to be mitered so they meet cleanly. Okay, y'all, this is what it is looking like. I am very, very pleased. I just like, once I get it caulked and fill up all of these holes with wood filler and caulk all these seams, like this seam, it's gonna look really, really nice. And then of course paint it. I forget the name of the paint color that I'm using, but it's very neutral. So, and then this is going to go above the line here. So like this is gonna go up the wall. Oops, excuse me. That is gonna be what goes on top of it, and I just think it's gonna be really nice. I think it's gonna be really beautiful, so I'm very excited. And yeah, so I'm gonna caulk and wood fill these holes. Okay, good morning. So it's about 9 a.m. here. All of the wood filler and the caulk has dried. So the next thing for me to do is to paint. An update though, I'm not gonna do the wallpaper in here, mainly because we use this bathroom a lot, and my concern is that the peel and stick is gonna like start peeling off the walls and stuff could get behind it. I don't know, I don't wanna be worrying about that. So instead, I'm gonna do Limewash in the bathroom. I'm gonna use the same color that I use in my hallway. It's this color called Kingdom by Portola Paints. Maybe I change my mind when I get to the store, but probably not. Potentially. It's very close to this color, which is, I believe this is called Divine White by Sherwin-Williams. It's warmer than it looks on camera, but this is what it looks like. So that's going on the bottom. And then maybe I'll go a little bit darker up top or a little grayer. We'll see. I don't want the bathroom to be too beige or brown, so I have to be careful with the tones. But yeah, I've taped everything off. I'm gonna sand down all of the wood filler, and then I'm gonna start painting. After I was done with the paint, I did immediately start the Limewash paint about 30 minutes after. This paint dries pretty fast, and this is from Portola paints. I'll leave the name link down below. I don't remember off the top of my head, but you know, Limewash, you need a special brush, and you just sort of feather out in brush strokes. I will leave like you create clouds sort of overlapping each other and X's. I'll leave a tutorial in depth. I did a very in-depth tutorial on how to Limewash. If you'd like to know more, I will leave that linked down below, but I will also put it on the screen here. And as you can see, it dries a lot lighter than it goes on. This is after one coat. And I really do love the color. It was hard to sort of find a good match here, but I think that all worked out. Okay, you guys, I am very tired. I think I started this process at like 8 o'clock and it is now about 6. So good news is I love the color. The second coat I diluted. The guy at Portola Paints told me to, he told me to do 3 coats. I only did 2. So the first coat I did normal, second coat I put water on the wall first and then I added the paint. Portola Paints formula is different from the Limewash I've used previously, which is Bowerk. Sorry, the fan is on in here. Anyways, it's a lot thicker, so you're just diluting it. I don't know, it gives it more texture. I'm very happy with the way the walls look. This is, I mean, you can see they're still kind of drying, but like the ceiling is completely dry over here. And you can just see there's a ton of texture. So I am really, really happy. Because it is a bathroom, I was instructed that I need to put a shellac on it, a sealer. So I bought Portola Paints matte wall sealer. So he said to do 1 part water to 1 part sealer because he's heard people have issues with it peeling, which obviously definitely don't want that to happen. So I still have to do that, and then even after that, I wanted to do 1 more coat on the, what is this called? Boarded batten, and then I'll be done. I think I'm gonna be doing this until late at night, honestly, but I'd rather just get it all done now and be done with it. So that's where I'm at. I'll let you know how the sealer is going like halfway through. Again, it's really boring watching me paint, so I'll be back. Sealer did end up changing the color a little bit. It just sort of brought out the brush strokes a bit more, but it was definitely a must to protect the walls from water. And this is me, I think, just adding a second coat of Limewash to get all of the brush strokes out, so it just looks like texture and not like brush strokes. But then the sealer sort of brought it all back out again. So just a note, if you're going to Limewash your bathroom, just be aware that the sealer will darken the actual paint color. Okay, so as you can see, I don't know, sealant. It's called sealant. It's still drying behind me. I don't think it's gonna change the color, but or the texture, but I'm really not gonna know until tomorrow. It doesn't matter. It's a good idea to take the tape off before everything dries. So that is what I'm gonna do. I've painted the Batten. I've got two nice coats on there. It's looking really beautiful. And so now I'm just gonna paint the trim. I'm gonna take the tape off and I'm just gonna let this thing dry overnight, and I'll let you know how it looks in the morning. This is how everything looks. I rehung the picture and the picture light, but this is how the walls look. It's been several days. We went out of town, so I had to kind of stop, but it looks so good. The texture is so beautiful because of the technique I used. So I'm very, very happy with that. So now, the only thing I have left to do is hang all of the hardware. So I brought a floating shelf. I'm not gonna put the pictures back here. Excuse me 1 second. I am going to hang a floating shelf. I have some really beautiful brass brackets that I got off of Etsy. They're from the UK. They make really good brass hardware there. I got some new plate covers for the outlets. These are like an antique brass. I've been slowly kind of changing these out all over my house. And then I'm just gonna rehang some of the black hardware, like the towel hangers. I got a new toilet paper holder, and I have this fancy floating shelf, which I'm gonna hang between the two mirrors. So I actually was sent a towel warmer by The Giving Tree. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring and partnering with me on this video today. So I actually only hung one towel ring in the end. This didn't happen until several months later. So you will see a towel ring on the right and the left side, but that gets removed. This bathroom makeover has taken me to get to this point where I'm showing you now about a year. So some things have changed, but yes, thank you to The Giving Tree for the towel warmer, and I'll be showing you that in just a second. But for the hooks, I just use blue tape to figure out where I want them to go, and then drill them into the wall. And then again, I'm switching out the light plates so that everything looks a little bit more custom. It's such a small change, but it's an easy change to make that makes a huge impact. And my favorite trick for hanging floating shelves, hanging hardware, is just blue tape. Like, I put the tape on top of the hardware, and then I trace it, and then I put it on the wall, and I level the tape, and then I drill into those holes instead of trying to measure the holes and get them on the wall. Blue tape painter's tape is your best friend for hanging anything, really. So I did also end up switching out these mirrors. These were something that I got off of Facebook Marketplace that I chalk painted DIY'd with some kind of like baking soda paint situation, but I wanted something with lighting. I put one of these in my bathroom, in my office bathroom makeover. If you want to go see that, check it out. But it is a game changer, you guys. The lighting on your skin, it just changes everything. This sort of front-facing lighting, it has 3 different temperature settings. You can dim it. There's a defogger on the mirror. These were actually gifted to me But I highly recommend. You can get them hardwired, but I just plugged mine in and then used cord covers and painted the cord covers with the Limewash, and it just sort of blends into the wall and you can't even tell they're there. But as you can see, the lighting is just so good, and having overhead lighting is nice and well and good, but having forward facing lighting is phenomenal. So after doing all that beautiful stuff to my walls, I could not leave my vanity like this. These laminate cabinets, the hardware, everything just looked junky. So I did what I did in my kitchen. I'm not going to go too in-depth here. If you'd like to see that, go check out my kitchen makeover. I go in depth on how I upgrade my laminate front cabinets. But as you can see, I'm using poplar boards and just liquid nails and brad nails to frame out these cabinets. And then I do go over them with a really high quality, high grade paint, wood fill everything, and sand it, and then change out the hardware. Essentially is the process I used. But the laminate front cabinets, builder grade cabinets peel and they brown, and this is just going to basically extend the life of my cabinets for, I would say, probably keeping them looking good for like another 10 years with this wood on the front. So it was definitely worth it, and it doesn't take too long. You can get something like this done in like 2 to 3 days. Doors installed. I did change out the hardware like I said I was going to this warm antique bronze hardware that I got off of Amazon. I will leave these linked down below. They are very affordable, and I just think they look great in the bathroom, and I am not afraid to mix metals. So even though the faucets are black, I don't mind that the hardware isn't. So this is the towel warmer that was sent to me by the Giving Tree. Thank you again to the Giving Tree for partnering with me on today's video and sending over this towel warmer. This was super easy to install. You basically just screw these plastic pieces that sort of keep the towel warmer away from the wall. And then it comes with hardware to twist those on. And this is a plug-in towel warmer. But the fact that it goes on the wall instead of on the floor was the selling point to me. I've seen those buckets that people use to heat up their towels, and I just don't have space in my bathroom for that. So this was a great solution, and this is definitely like what people do in Europe and all of that. You see these towel warmers on the walls. So you just hang these hardware pieces on, and again, I used my paint tape trick to find out where the holes go exactly, and it fit like a glove, and a leveler, and then you just they come with screws to screw them on. And I made sure to hang it close enough to the outlet. I actually ended up having to move it over because I hung it too far, but I got it right afterwards. And it comes with a timer setting, so you can put your towel on there and it dries nicely, or heat it up before you get in the shower. And then also you can change the temperature settings, and it's once you plug it in, it is ready to use and super easy. So thank you so much again to the Giving Tree for sending this over and partnering with me on today's video. Definitely go check out their products. I will leave a link to this down below if you are interested. And then I just put the same rug that I had back in the bathroom, and that was it, you guys. This is how everything is looking. This is where I stopped in terms of all of the things that I did. I do eventually want to replace those faucets. And the Giving Tree did send me some, but I won't be installing them in this video. I will show those to you another time, and maybe even show you how to install faucets, which could be cool. But I love the wall texture. I love the board and batten. I love the Limewash. I love the Vanity Upgrade. Everything flows together. There's a color story, there's a texture story, there's a material story, and this now feels like a master bathroom suite. So on to the best part, styling. So starting on the countertop, I got this basically like stone pedestal thing from Olive Atelier. As I said, this whole bathroom makeover took me about a year, so these are pieces I've collected. That is a scallop tray that I got from TJ Maxx. And just put some hand soap on there. It's also a really nice place to be able to put rings and things. Then these are some marble boxes that I got from Target, honestly, like 2.5 years ago. I'll see if I can find something similar, and if I can, I'll link it down below. That marble dish, tall sort of crock I got from Home Goods, and I just like to store microfiber towels in there for like when I'm doing skincare. And then of course you need a candle in the bathroom for the vibes and the smells. That one's from Target. And then this is a antique French crock confit pot that I got off of Etsy. And I'm just putting some faux magnolia stems in here. There are no windows in this bathroom, so no way I could put live plants in here that would live. So faux magnolia stems it is. I love the warmth they bring to the space, and they look pretty real considering they're faux, which is the goal. And then I'm just using like a neutral hand towel. This one is like a Turkish style cotton bath towel from Amazon. And then I have another marble dish with the top that we sort of keep trinkets that we don't want out in. That tray is also from Target. That's more recent. I could definitely leave that link down below. That's from Casa Luna's line. Then I just put 2 crystal glasses in there for like when you want to drink water or whatever out of the faucet. And then that is a marble dish that hides our floss, which is kind of cool, also from Amazon. And then these towels are from Casa Luna. They're their waffle-handed towels. I really like them. And I like the color contrast with these walls. And then this is a antique Chinese elmwood stool that I've had forever. I originally got it off of Etsy. They still sell them. Another thing I can link for you, of course, in the description box. This is another Target purchase. It's just a ceramic tray. And then that is a Turkish pot that I got off of Etsy from a vintage dealer. You know, I love my antique and vintage vases. They add so much personality to the space, and the bathroom is absolutely no exception. I do the same sort of thing everywhere, which is mix old with new and high with low, and it totally works for me. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the process of this bathroom makeover. I know this is something that a lot of people like to work on in the new year, so I figured this was good timing, even though I've been sitting on this for a while. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I have a lot more DIYs and makeovers coming your way in 2024. It's my favorite thing to do and to share. And also be sure to subscribe to my Instagram account over at storydesign_with Corbin Reed. I share more sort of just like reels and short bits and things and minute-to-minute updates in my stories over there. And yeah, you guys, everything that I can link, I will link down below in the description box as always. And also I will try to do some posts on my LTK, so be sure to follow me there. I'll link that in the description box as well. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you in the next one.